Welcome into JambarTV. I'm Kelsey Norris alongside Douglas Campbell here to give you the latest in news, arts, and sports at YSU. Doug, welcome to the news desk.
Well, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. Today we're going to be covering some breaking news for football and a behind-the-scenes look at Billy Shakes.
We'll also give you an update on COVID-19 cases on campus, so stay tuned.
Welcome to JambarTV. This is your student news.
Last week, Youngstown State University football removed 2 players from the team. The players are sophomore defensive back Jalen Madison and freshman wide receiver Christoph Brindam. According to YSU football, Madison was removed at the recommendation of the team leadership group after his arrest at the University Edge apartment complex. That was April 3rd, according to a YSU Police Department report. He was arrested on misdemeanor charges of assault and unlawful restraint. The report stated that Madison allegedly held one of the female residents of the apartment in her room against her will. Brindam was removed following a university conduct issue. Sports Information declined to comment.
Madison and Brindam aren't the only football players who played their last game of the season. The football team announced Wednesday evening that its last game of the season is canceled. The game was scheduled for April 17th against North Dakota. It was originally scheduled for March 27th, but postponed due to a COVID-19 case at UND. In a statement on YSU Sports website, Coach Doug Phillips said the team will focus on preparing for the fall season.
Speaking of some cancellations, Youngstown State University announced early Tuesday morning that it would cancel
After
both
2020
Johnson &
graduates
Johnson
suffered through
vaccination
virtual
clinics.
commencement celebrations, YSU is happy to announce the return to an in-person ceremony. But the ceremony isn't just for 2021 graduates. Spring, summer, and fall 2020 graduates get their own special day on May 7th.
I hope that students that are able can take advantage of it, and for those that do, we'll be there to celebrate with them.
Guest speakers include esteemed musician Harold Danko, admired educator Kristen Fox, and honorary degree recipient Ron Shackley.
It's really important to me that I am able to show up and hopefully represent the university well and the students well.
The outdoor venue allows for graduates and loved ones to gather in celebration. Even so, attendees must social distance, wear masks, and undergo health assessments. I'm Aileen Blaine, reporting for JambarTV.
For more information, visit the Spring 2021 Commencement Information page on the YSU website.
Youngstown's new police chief is continuing the legacy of cooperation with YSU's police department. Chief Carl Davis wants to make sure YSU's campus is safe. He says visibility is key.
We want to make sure that we have police officers visible in patrol cars, around the 5th Avenue, Wick Avenue, Lincoln.
Davis attended YSU's criminal justice program in the 1980s. He says there are career opportunities in his field.
I would encourage anyone, who has an interest in that to definitely, pursue it, because it gives you an opportunity to make a change.
YSU's counseling program held a National Alcohol Screening Day event April 8th. Counseling services and the rec center partnered to educate students on healthy alcohol consumption. They also offered assistance to anyone struggling with alcohol use disorder. Amy Williams, assistant professor in the counseling program, said they hope to offer the event again in the future.
National Alcohol Screening Day is a day where everyone who wants to is invited to participate in a brief screen, have a conversation with someone about the results of that screen and ways to reduce high-risk alcohol use.
YSU's chapter of the National Alliance on Mental Illness on campus is supporting students through the pandemic, even after it moved meetings and most events online. President Gianna Pupino is working to return to in-person events. She noticed an increase in requests for mental health support throughout the pandemic.
So I've definitely noticed more people reaching out for help during the pandemic because they didn't, know what to do.
For more information, you can visit their social media pages on Twitter, on Instagram, or email Gianna Pupino's student email. This year's candidates for Student Government Association president and executive presidential positions ran unopposed. Nicholas Kupersky won president, and Gianna Battaglia won executive vice president for the 2021 to 2022 academic year. President Justin Shaughnessy says this election required more planning than usual, and collecting signatures was difficult.
It took a lot of planning. At least we knew this year kind of what we were going into, so we were able to kind of, I guess, gauge what could happen, the different things that could go wrong, and that way we would, make sure that it was nice and smooth.
Next up, Thomas Kushner updates us on the latest campus COVID-19 cases live.
Youngstown State University reported 15 new cases of COVID-19 for the week of April 4th. 2 of these cases come from students who live in on-campus housing, and the rest of the cases are students who live off campus. YSU also tested 138 students, faculty, and staff as part of its on-campus surveillance testing program, from which 4 of those tests came back positive. As previously mentioned, YSU has canceled its Johnson & Johnson vaccination clinics. However, students are still scheduled to receive their second dose of the Moderna vaccine on April 27th and on May 4th. Up next, Abigail Cloutier speaks with the new Student Government Association president about some of the new things to expect next semester. I'm Thomas Kushner. Stay safe and stay tuned.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State, and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex, and I'm Y and proud.
Hey kid, you wanna try some exercise?
Wait, what? What's going on right now?
Yeah, man, exercise.
I don't know. I don't know if I should be talking to you right now.
It's got lots of benefits.
Okay.
The benefits of exercise include increased levels of energy, higher quality of sleep, better muscle and bone strength, improved memory, and clearer skin.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Welcome back to JambarTV. I'm Abigail Cloutier here alongside Nick Coupiers, who is the president-elect of Student Government Association for the upcoming academic year. So, Nick, how does it feel to be president-elect for the next academic year?
Well, first I want to thank you for having me on. Second, it feels very overwhelming, like I'm overwhelmed with joy, but at the same time, I'm extremely, very curious about what's next year gonna come, I got a lot of people reaching out to me wanting to get meetings, and then I've been already at a meeting with the current president and vice president, and I realized that there is just a lot to go over, and I don't know, I feel excited, but overall, it's just a very overwhelming feeling of joy and excitement.
What are your plans as president-elect? What would you like to accomplish?
Yeah, so one of my big platform ideas were career readiness for students. I feel like there's a lot of students who go to college, and sometimes they may or may not really know where to go from there once they're in college. So what I wanted to do is I want to help students that are either going for their four-year degree and going into their career, or students who are going into higher education to get a doctorate or master's. And for that, I wanted to create better programs here at YSU that will help students have better study material and better programs for students to study for LSATs, MCATs, CPA exams, stuff like that. And then for students who want to move on and go straight into their career choice, I would really love to work with the Career Service Center and create some type of job shadow program where we could reach out to YSU alum and create a program in which students, let's say you are an accounting major, you can actually go for a day job shadow with that accountant and just see what that career field is really like. And I feel like that would really be helpful for especially freshmen and sophomore students who, they may be going through their general education classes right now. And they're a little iffy on what they want to do, for their whole entire life. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea. And what would you like to see change in the next year in the day-to-day for students, or the general student experience?
Well, what I'm hoping, and I believe what everybody is hoping, is that with students here at YSU getting the vaccine, more and more students getting the vaccine, we're hoping to see more normalcy. I would love to see more students on campus enjoying their college career, enjoying what college has to offer social-wise, not just with their education. But of course, we do have to keep a close eye on what the governor has to say about that, and keep a close eye on if our county is in the red, in the purple, and the yellow, stuff like that. But my hope is that we can get back to just kind of students being a little more social with each other.
And this might be thinking ahead a little bit, but after your term is up, what would you like to be remembered for here at YSU?
Well, I believe what I'd like to be remembered most as is a student government president that truly cares for the students and truly did try and find a way to help students get a job or get into their doctorate or master's program. That, again, that was my big platform goal, because I feel like at the end of the day, that is your goal. That's why you go to college. You enter into your major hoping to get a job in that field. And I'd like to be remembered as the student government president that, helped make that possible for a lot of students.
Absolutely, and I think that's all the time we have today, but we appreciate you coming on the show, and we're really excited looking forward to what you do in the future. But next up, Gabrielle Owens will bring us our student life news.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State, and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex, and I'm Y and proud.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud. You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education, and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University, and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa, and I'm Y and proud.
Welcome back to Jambar TV. I'm Gabrielle Lawrence with your Student Life News. Many think of Shakespeare as a high school English class snooze fest. Some may even ask themselves, is it to be or not to be? But the theater department's newest show, An Evening with Billy Shakes, brings his text to a modern level. Jambar reporter Douglas Campbell went behind the scenes into the production details.
I'm standing outside Ford Theater, where director Matthew Mazurowski and theater students reinvent Shakespeare's work. The show forgoes Shakespeare's traditional 5-act structure. Instead, each scene is from a different Shakespeare show set in a different time period.
Billy Shakes is my sort of take on it, because I think that sometimes we rarefy Shakespeare so much. You know, we think about highfalutin language and all this other kind of crap, and I think it destroys the sort of the immediacy of it.
Monologues were filmed with 2 cameras from March 20th to 21st, while scenes with multiple actors were filmed on March 27th to 28th. When the show was first presented to students, Megan Evans relayed to the show's goal to make Shakespeare more accessible.
I love Shakespeare, but I did not always. There were times, definitely, like I was reading Shakespeare plays in English class, and it was like, I can't follow this. I don't know what's happening. The words they're using, I was just looking up translations, the No Fear Shakespeare and everything.
Her character in Othello will be translated from a handmaiden to a 1950s secretarial type position. Adam Dominic plays 2 polar opposite roles as Claudio in Measure for Measure and Brutus in Julius Caesar. He found the transition to acting on film challenging.
A lot of the rehearsals were spent with Matt being like, Adam, pull it back. Let us see it in your eyes. You don't need to show it with your body. Let us see it in your eyes.
Billy Shakes will continue streaming this weekend from April 16th to 18th. Tickets can be purchased through Showtix for You. I'm Douglas Campbell for Jambar TV.
On April 6, YSU virtually welcomed filmmaker and YSU alumnus Nick Geithner for a virtual meeting to talk about his recent documentary, The House That Dolly Built, which explores country singer Dolly Parton's imagination library. Today, the Youngstown native is a journalism professor at the University of Tennessee. The university houses Land Grant Films, where Geithner and students produced and wrote the documentary.
This is like a second career for me within my career. I actually started at UT as more of a research faculty member. I taught quantitative methods in our PhD program. And then I sort of transitioned into this creative work. And it was all sort of because of my students.
The documentary is available on the Imagination Library's website and will be released on select streaming services this summer. Geology students at YSU study rocks and gems from around the world. Jambar reporter Kelsey Norris dives into the history of this little corner of Moser Hall.
The Clarence R. Smith Mineral Museum here at YSU is an actual hidden gem. It's located inside of Moser Hall, and they have specimens from around the world, including gems, fossils, and more. Let's take a look. Moser Hall is home to the William Raines School of Engineering. To the left of the front doors, you'll find the Mineral Museum. Jeff Dick, a professor of applied geology, oversees the museum.
The museum here was established in the year 2000. And it was a gift from Clarence R. Smith Jr. in memory of his father, Clarence Smith Sr., along with him. So it's entitled the Clarence R. Smith Mineral Museum.
The Smith family traveled to places like Africa, Mexico, and Europe to collect some rare beauties.
So what you see in the museum here, this is just part of their collection. We've got underneath each one of the display cases, you'll notice there's cabinets. Those are chock full so we can rotate out the displays.
Geology students incorporate the museum's collection into their studies. They learn about rocks that change colors with bioluminescence and fossilized dinosaur remains.
The students get involved in that we have lab assignments based on this museum, and not just for our geology majors, we also do it in our introductory non-majors courses as well. And so there's exercises to be done inside the museum. And then we also have our geology majors are employed by the museum to help take care of the curation.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the museum is not accepting any walk-in visitors. Anyone interested in a small group tour can email Professor Dick. They're also giving away take-home mineral sample kits to visitors and students. For Jambar TV, I'm Kelsey Norris.
An anthropology professor at YSU is currently researching the racial and religious differences between the city of Youngstown and the suburbs of Boardman. He plans to publish his findings after finalizing his research under the title Crossing Midlothian. It's based off the boulevard at Youngstown city limits.
These streets are also part of a moral geography. I call it a moral geography. Why? Because people on each side make moral judgments. They describe the people on the other side as somehow different, okay, even inferior.
After the break, Ben Lulai and Trey Turner dive into the last football game, track and field, and YSU sports history.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm YN proud.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
The communication department is much more than media or delivering a speech. The YSU Communication Department offers programs in telecommunication, journalism, and communication studies. We inspire creativity. We encourage each student's passion. We explore new and advanced technologies that connect the human race. The communication programs at YSU ensure that every student is prepared and experienced for the outside workforce, for life after YSU. Join the Jambar and find your voice when you tell the next big story. Become a host of Rookery Radio and gain hands-on experience, or get involved with TV productions like Light the Wick, Penguin Rundown, and JambarTV. YSU's communication department is much more than a department, an education, or a degree. It's a home for passionate individuals, for students to find and pursue what they love.
Welcome back to Jambar TV. I'm Trey Turner alongside Ben Lulai. The YSU football team was scheduled to play one more game this season, but decided to wrap things up early. The Penguins fall to Missouri State on April 10th, marks the abrupt end of this 7-game season. The final score of 21-10 leaves YSU at 1-6 to end their season. In the post-game press conference, head coach Doug Phillips said he saw improvements for the team.
I can still look each week and see the improvements that we've made, and sometimes the score's not always indicative of the improvement that we make, but I see a defense that every week got better. I see an offensive line and an offense that got better each week. We wish the results would have been different, but we definitely needed that.
The team's preseason training camp begins in 3 months.
This week, the track and field team broke numerous school records at the Miami Hurricane Alumni Invitational. Jambal reporter Kyle Wills talked to the team about the experience.
The track and field team set 4 new school records at the Miami Hurricane Alumni Invitational last weekend. Sean Peterson broke the 800-meter record with a time of 1 minute and 50.12 seconds, a record that has stood for almost 19 years.
It was awesome. It was initial reaction. I kind of wasn't even aware that it happened because I know the indoor record is like 149. And that's like been my goal is getting under that barrier. So initially I wasn't even thinking about the record. I just thought, oh man, I'm so close. And then once that set in, knowing that I broke Kurt's record, that's been up for 18 years. And he's definitely like the most, one of the best mid-distance runners in Youngstown State history. So being in that class is awesome.
3 other records were broken as Aaron Bogard broke the women's pole vault record, clearing 3.95 meters. Olivia Jones also set the new women's heptathlon record with 4,865 points, while Kandia Matlock, Tanaya Bowers, Tanisha Myers, and Jelaya Elliott set the women's 4x100 record with a time of 45.51 seconds.
It's awesome, going down to a sweet meet like Miami, and it really just speaks volumes to how well-rounded this program is. You see it's not just distance, it's not just throws. Every single facet of the team is really performing well, training hard, and that's why you see records continuously get broken.
The track and field team continues their season today at the Slippery Rock Bill Lennox Invitational. For full coverage, follow YSU Track and Field on Twitter.
The men's and women's tennis teams continue to play hard as the season winds to a close. One catalyst for the success is an indoor tennis facility on campus. It was completed just before the fall non-conference play. The facility gives players more opportunities to practice.
It's helped a lot. Had them have more time to be on the court, makes it easy for them to come and go as they please.
The team's bond is strengthened by their shared experiences as international students.
I have 8 international students in my team. They do have more international. I actually have only international at this point.
Both teams are gearing up for the last few conference games of the season. This weekend, the women's team faces IUPUI at home. Both teams visit NKU the following week.
This year, we've discussed different accomplishments throughout the history of YSU athletics. Last week, some of our own Penguin athletes made history of their own when the bowling team qualified for its first national tournament in program history. Coming in as the 13th seed, the Penguins defeated Louisiana Tech, Fairleigh Dickinson, and Sam Houston State in the regional final to advance to the Final Four. YSU swept through its group, going a perfect 3-0 in its region. Penguins finished 4th nationally after a semifinal loss to top seed McKendree in a hard-fought contest against Arkansas State. So Trey, the football team season's ending kind of abruptly. They did have another cancellation early in the year. But, coming back in the fall, kind of some more normalcy in the regards to football. What kind of your thoughts on the shortened spring season?
I think the shortened spring season definitely had an effect on their play, just because it's hard to build camaraderie and chemistry when you have a lot of time off due to the pandemic and everything going on. And I don't think they figured out till later on, till they were even going to have a spring season. So I think next semester during the fall, the team will be a lot better. They'll be more prepared, and their record will definitely be better.
Yeah, Doug Phillips coming in, his first season's going to be, or was in the spring. It's kind of one of those phrases where the less, not necessarily the less you know, the better, but like he doesn't know, fall football at the college level for YSU as a head coach. So I think maybe it was nice to kind of have like that odd experience in the spring for the football season. So thank you for tuning in to JambarTV. Make sure to pick up a paper and make sure to join us next week, Penguins. Stay safe and go YSU.
Support for JambarTV is provided in part by the YSU Foundation and the Jane F. Lamb Charitable Foundation. Thank you.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education, and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State, and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex, and I'm Y and proud.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University, and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. and I'm Hawaiian proud.